Oh, hey, Villain community, and welcome YouTubers from everywhere. Going back to one of those old-fashioned formats today, instead of my usual recent jazz records finds. Now, recent can go back into last year because I haven't been doing any of these finds videos, but just the other day, got this record, Jazz at the Pawn Shop. Everybody knows this record, one of the all-time great sounding records. Now, I had a good copy of this, a good reissue earlier to this, but this is the 2022 remastered. Everything's supposed to be fantastic. I listened to it. It is fantastic. Thought, well, if I was ordering that one, might as well get the late night 45 RPM. Don't like the music on this set quite as good, but the sound, well, 45 RPM is better than that other one. Well, I wanted to get those two. Had room for one more in my bag. So I thought, okay, this looks like a good record. Paul Desmond, Jerry Mulligan on Speaker's Corner. It is a good record, but I already had a pretty good OG that I paid $1 for. And that's what happens when you get so many records and you get some of these records that you don't play them very often. Well, I'm happy to have this. Was a $1 record, and this is a really good record. I like both of these guys, and so having the brand new Speaker's Corner, that's okay. Here a while back, Jazz Shepherd showed this record, Harlem Banjo. This is early on Riverside. Okay, a banjo and a piano. Well, this is a great sounding record. It was surprisingly good sounding. But what's the real reason I got it? I'm a piano guy. The old-time piano guys are my favorites, and this has Cliff Jackson on piano. Most of you won't know who he is, but he started in the old days, and he actually survived into the modern time, and he is outstanding. Well, I've gotten into watching the Jazz Bums and those groups of guys here in the recent past, and I think last month their recommendation of the month was this record. Dexter Gordon, One Flight Up, the Tone Poet. So I checked it out. I listened to it a little bit online. I hadn't bought any of these for a while. I used to pick them all up. Okay, I'll give this one a try. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then my friend Jacob over at Dallas Open Micer, he showed records that he got, bargain bin records. If I'm not being confused, this is the one he had. Lucky Lucy Ann from 1957, I think, her only record. Had to get that. I didn't do a record store day pickup this year, but I always pick up the Jazz Dispensary. So, of course, I got that record. And the Jazz Bums, and especially Mazzy, you'd think he owned the rights to this record. The way he was pushing this record, I picked it up. Happy to have this record. I picked up a few other records, but they don't fit in the jazz category. Here's some more records I picked up now. Some records I get from Discogs, some I get from AcousticSounds.com, and some of them I've actually got from digging. Ron Carter, Spanish Blue, really good record, and of course, most of you know Ron Carter, and he is just outstanding. And this has on it Hubert Laws, Billy Cobham, Roland Hanna, Jay Berliner, Ralph McDonald, and Leon Pendarvis. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I've done a video before about Betty Carter, and she was in my my Space Age pop record. This is a nice Atco, nice and clean. Did have to pay $20 for that record, but I like Betty Carter. Here for $13, brand new, sealed. A lot of you probably don't know who this is and don't care. Michael Feinstein, great pianist, doing all Gershwin, pure Gershwin, and he's a good singer, and I've got a couple of his albums, but you know, basically a new 1985 record for $12.97. And here, a month or two ago, I did my Dinah Washington video, and one of the ones I talked about being so good, I did not have. Well, I've got it now. This is a fairly recent reissue, The Swingin' Miss D, with produced by Quincy Jones, and so I was surprised to see that this was available at a good price, so I picked it up. Another one from digging at the record stores. Gets a Go-Go. We all love these with the featuring Astrid Gilberto. So this was one I didn't have. Okay, folks, we're getting down to the end. Not putting any needle drops in here, trying to do just a little more quickie video today. I played tenor sax in junior high and high school. I like saxophone, but I like the baritone sax even better, so that makes me a fan of Jerry Mulligan. Songbook, really nice, clean record, 1958 pressing, VG Plus. Paid $12 for that record. Somehow I stumbled across a track off of this record on the YouTubes. I don't think it was any of our folks in the vinyl community. New Orleans at Midnight with Marvin Ash and his Dixie Blue Blowers. This is a mid-50s record. I was vaguely familiar with him, but didn't know much. This record is fantastic. It's not traditional jazz. It's not Dixieland. It's not quite swing. It's not modern jazz. It's old-time music just played in a little more modern style. And the pressing is excellent. The sound is excellent. Of all these records, this is one of the ones that's most enjoyable to listen to. And here's my favorite kind of cover. I picked this up a little while back, and I was going to use it for the thumbnail for this video to soothe the savage. Well, they left out the word beast. This is Babe Russell's tenor sax and strings. Now, of course, we could call this more easy listening jazz. This is a 1956 issue. And as I'm recalling, well, here I got a price down here. I had to pay $12 for this record, but I just love these 1950s covers like this. So I say, keep them spinning and watch out for the tigers.
Happy trails to you until